Here, this is an area of town that when you look at the demographics, there's a website that the Casey Family Foundation has out. There are this is a white area. 1% of the population is black, and I'm going to tell you who that population is. Bruce Moore. And it was my friend Kimmy Mincy, who used to live over on Van Buren. I think they were the only two blacks in this area. Now, Kimmy caught hell from everybody. They didn't want her having, people may know, she had a nail shop that was Nails by Kimmy, used to be there on Markham. And she moved it. Hell, let's go look at that while we're out. Kimmy always wants me to talk about this. And I've addressed it to the board back when Stodola was mayor. She's got some lawsuits against it. But the white folks in the neighborhood didn't want Kimmy opening up a nail shop. Prevented her from doing that. She lost a business license, lost her job. She lost that house. Thanks to the actions of the city board, city planning commission, Mayor Stodola. But, you know, the people on the board, sorry, Ken, it's the same motherfuckers that were there when Kimmy was needing help. One week, Doris Wright said, oh, this is bad. The next week, after the white folks got a hold of her, she changed her vote. Now, what's really interesting, and when we get over here, in fact, let me go back up here. All I'm seeing is white folks. Told you, it's only got 1% black folks in this area. Oh, yeah, that's got gravel. And let's be fair. Now, there's a car parked right there, but there's a little bit of gravel, and I can see it down there. They got gravel. That's the one exemption. If you put gravel out, even two little strips like that, you can park in the yard. And I have that in my neighborhood. There's some people that have gravel strips like that they'll park a vehicle on, and that allows you to park in the yard. Did Bruce do that? No. He needs to take his lazy ass out to Home Depot or Lowe's, buy a sack of fucking gravel. Hell, he doesn't even have to really put it under the tires, just spread it out like it's got gravel. Then people like me couldn't come and say, Bruce, you're breaking the law, you're violating the law, you're setting a poor example for city leadership. But he's too fucking lazy to do that. Okay. Now we're here at Pine and Van Buren. I'm going to go start at the stop of the street because I want you to see that. Well, I'm going to go up here. Mount St. Mary's is up here at the top of the street. Again, this is a predominantly, overwhelmingly white neighborhood. Now, this place right here, for as long as I can remember, has either been like a vintage good or antique store. I think it's been owned by 2 or 3 different people. So that's a business right here. You got houses there, houses behind it. Right next to it, you got a house. Hell, butt up ass next to it. And then up here at the top of the street, where I'm going to turn around, used to be a laundromat over there. I don't know if there still is, but you got some multifamily homes. You got some apartments right here. Yeah, that used to be a laundromat, but now it looks like it's some kind of business. So, excuse me. I don't know how I turned the damn light on. All right, sorry, I'm having to watch. I don't want to get rear-ended by some motherfucker hauling ass down the street. Okay, so you got businesses at the top of the street. There's a business right here, smack dab in the middle of the fucking neighborhood, right there, vintage goods store. And I think they got a parking lot behind it. Yep, they got a parking lot behind it. So we come down here. That's Woodlawn. Again, there's Lee. I'm gonna come back and talk about something here at Lee Street. All right, so then you come right down here, and I'm gonna kind of stop. People behind me not gonna like it. Okay, that's where Kimmy used to live. And there's a little house right here. These people fucked with her. You see, they got parking out here, and they're parking on gravel, makes that legal. They got signs up there. That was where Kimmy had was trying to open up a store. They didn't want to because they said it would fuck with the neighborhood. But I want you to look. House there. Right here, guess what? Motherfucking business. Doctor's office, right there. Chiropractor's office. Right here. Right there. They had to do some fuckery at that place. Another surgery thing. See all that? Now, the only reason these white folks didn't want Kimmy to have a business that wouldn't have interfered anywhere with this neighborhood, because a nail salon, not like you're gonna have hundreds of people there, was because Kimmy is black. Now, I don't know, but I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I bet the person that owns that store up there, back when Kimmy was here and now, is not black. I bet the person that owns that bakery is not black. Those doctors that have those offices are probably not black. But I'm going to tell you what happened. About a year later, maybe a year and a half later, a white lady, and I'm trying to find the street, a white lady wants to open a massage parlor in a birthing kind of place. But remember that massage parlor, because the white folks over here in Kimmy's neighborhood, they said crime was going to be associated with a nail salon. Crime. Now, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of TV. But I don't think a lot of TV shows that deal with crime write nail salons into their stories. The only crime that I know that's happened at nail salons here in Little Rock is that some of these places were serving wine to customers and didn't have an ABC permit, and they got pinched for bootlegging. Damn. And I'm trying to find this house. But anyway, so right over here, a couple of streets or a street away from Kimmy's house, they let a white lady open up a massage parlor. Now remember, I told you that one of the objections to Kimmy's nail salon was, oh, that crime, there's crime associated with nail salons. But they let this lady open up this massage parlor. Now let's tell you what I do know about massage parlors and crime. The very first post on my Bad City of Little Rock blog is about a massage parlor, a fireman, and prostitution. There was a male firefighter that worked in a nail salon over on Bowman Curve, and a female went into him for a massage. The female was an undercover vice cop, and she got him, solicited sex from him, and he was going to do something for $25 or $30, and they arrested him. Now, he got off of the charges, and he's still a fireman, but if you go Bad City of Little Rock blog and look at the very first post I ever made, it's about that that fireman that was doing prostitution at a massage parlor. And I don't know if there's the similar phrase for a nail salon, but I know that most of you have heard, like somebody goes for a massage and they talk about, well, I hope he gets a happy ending. You know what the happy ending means? I don't think they have that at a nail salon. And the only kind of sex I know of, or a sexual act that somebody might get off on, is somebody's got a foot fetish and somebody's rubbing their feet and they get all fucking excited. But I don't know. I don't roll that way. Cora Crane was a white lady's name. And I think I have videos put up out there about that. But those, that's the racism that you have in Little Rock. You got a predominantly white neighborhood. A black person wants to open a business. Now, and Kimmy's business is right there on the street. So it wouldn't have, it was both ends of the street on that little area, that little 2-block area has businesses all over it. It wouldn't have interfered. Small nails, you know, a single person doing nails in their home isn't gonna have hundreds of customers and all that kind of stuff. And then Kimmy had a place for a parking lot behind her house that she had at the time. Now, I believe Miss Crane's place is in the middle is off of the street. It's on one of those side streets, which to me would be worse because it intrudes into the neighborhood and then that lets you, you know. But she's white, so it's okay. Kimmy's black, it's not okay. And I don't know if Kimmy still has one of those lawsuits. Kimmy Mincy, that's who it is. And I don't know if Kimmy's clued watching on this. I'm gonna roll back on here. I'm parked over here at War Memorial. Yeah, Kimmy Mincy. She used to have Nails by Kimmy that was on Markham, and but they ran her all out. I'll tell you a funny story. There was something that the Clinton Center and the Compurises did. I think the lady was the first elected black president for an African country, and she was going out of office, and they had her come speak here in Little Rock. And I had tickets to it, and Kimmy was going through all these issues, a lot of stuff with the city, so I said, hey, why don't you come down here? This lady's going. So we went to this lecture series. It had the President Clinton and introduced this lady, and she talked about stuff, and Mayor Stodola was there. And after it was over, Kimmy caught Mayor Stodola. He was going out there, and she wore his ass out. The mayor was looking at me like, help, help, but I just let Kimmy tear into him. And you know, it was bad what they did to her, and she's never recovered from that. And you know, they violated her civil rights, caused mental anguish, and several of her neighbors were not opposed to it, but there were some that were, and that was a bad thing. But anyway, I'm gonna drop off of here. I was trying to see if there were any cops parked over here at War Memorial Stadium or at the old golf course. I like to bust them out when they're over here. But again, these FOI requests, we're gonna have some juicy stuff coming out here in the next day or two. And I want to thank everybody for following us on Facebook, the Bad Government page, stuff like that, keeping up with Ian Lee Bordeaux and myself. And if you haven't, if you're not following or sent Ian a friend request, do that. Same thing with my buddy Jim Rcap. Occasionally I get blocked from Facebook, and Ian and Rcap will share information that we post out. Oh, there's some police cars. They may be heading back over. Hell, I bet they were over there at the two cars right here together. They were probably over here. Should have been able to pull into the War Memorial, catch them. But you know, they look in on this shit, so they don't want to be caught over there. But send those guys friend requests or follow them, because if I do happen to get blocked or banned, then I send them stuff, or they'll share stuff that we put up on the blog. You also need to be following the Bad Government in Arkansas YouTube channel, because if I get blocked on here, unless I'm with Ian or somebody else and they live stream, I'll be live streaming or doing stuff on YouTube. I haven't done a lot of that. I've done it a few times, but that's going to be, you know, if you need to follow that. So if I do get blocked or banned or kicked off, that'll be